Good afternoon. I am following Randall in regards to this ordinance where it concerns the trash bin. First off, I want to state that I am a homeless advocate. I am with the homeless at least 4 times a week with Food Not Bombs. Aside from that, the last 2 weeks I have broken the law. I have gone to the downtown public library in the afternoon, and I have, by myself, along with my 2 children, fed up to 40 homeless people, okay? Mr. Kelly was one of the individuals who was cited for this this trash bin. Me working with him personally, it hurts me to know that his dignity was stripped from him over this ridiculous ordinance in the first place. I would ask that you guys repeal this entire thing. For the most part, since I'm heavily involved in the public, but also with the homeless too, I assure you, the day that Mr. Kelly was issued the citation, he had expressed that there is a gentleman who will purposely put a bag of donuts in the trash can so that way the homeless people could find this and they can, of course, go ahead and enjoy their food, so to speak. I kind of wonder if this is also being done because of the anti-food sharing ordinance that we cannot seem to get resolved. So at this point, I'm hoping that you guys will go ahead and repeat the entire law. Repeal the entire ordinance concerning this. And just to say that this particular citation went worldwide. Whoopi Goldberg actually mentioned this particular issue on The View. We are not looking good in the city of Houston when we wage war against the homeless. We've got the anti-feeding ordinance. We've got 34,000 signatures that have gone ignored. Democracy has failed in Houston. And now we are issuing citations to homeless individuals and being seen in the UK, in Australia. We're seeing worldwide. And I want Houston to look as a city that engages the homeless, that works with the homeless, that cares about the homeless. Because I think that's about as low as one can go as far as like attacking the homeless and giving these type of citations. It just needs to be taken off the books altogether. And I really don't think that we're going to have a problem with a private trash bin, so to speak. This, for the most part, again, engaging with the homeless people. They are just looking in city parks. They're looking in city trash cans to find food. And we are, to strip them of that right is just absolutely horrid. That's all.
Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. Hi, Shere. Thank you for all that you do for the homeless. I know you've been involved since the beginning in the fight against the anti-food sharing ordinance, and early on there was the argument about health and safety, and we're hearing a little bit of that again. I know that on occasion we hear instances where individuals have food poisoning after eating at a restaurant or whatever, but seldom, not our restaurants are really good, but on occasion we have those instances, those situations. Have you seen any reports relating to food poisoning reports at hospitals from homeless who have been eating out of dumpsters, or from charitable giving, independent of nonprofit organized?
Certainly not from not from charitable feeding. People like myself will work, the days that we go out and feed, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sundays, to feed the homeless. We work feverishly in our own kitchens to provide a meal for that. This is done with love. This is done relentlessly by people like myself who literally care about these people, not just as homeless, but just being humane, period. So if I'm cooking food for them, I'm not trying to taint the food in any way that's going to get them sick, and never once in all the time that I've been with Food Not Bombs has anybody come back reporting that they've been sick, food poisoning, or what the case might be. Now, as far as the trash bin is concerned, that could be at any restaurant. That could be almost anywhere. Food can be tainted, but when you're that desperate and that hungry, your mind is going to just, you're going to just dig in the trash and try to eat something. Because, even with the biggest biggest complaint that I get from homeless people is that downtown is humongous. They have to travel a long distance. We've got people who are vets who, are wheelchair bound, or they can't get across downtown in time to get to the food, or they just can't make it because they can't make that trip. We're not making it any easier with this feeding ordinance that would, I'm going to continue to break the law. I'll tell you guys, I'm going to keep breaking the law. I'm not going to ask for permission. They need to just eat, period. But this is the issue that we face, and aside from just repealing this particular trash bin issue, I would hope that we finally get down to the bottom of this whole anti-food sharing ordinance, because as disgusted as people were about the trash bin, people are just as disgusted over this anti-food sharing ordinance, and Houston is not looking good at all.
And thank you for keeping up the fight. Thank you.
Sure.
For the record, and I hate to disappoint you, that Library Plaza is a designated food service area, so you're not actually breaking the law, but I'm glad you're still out there feeding. Councilmember Adams.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for all that you do, but it was on the same line about what the mayor is getting ready to say about the Library Plaza. But I do want to, since you're out there every day and monitoring, have you seen a decrease in the feeding since the ordinance has come into play over in the Library Plaza, since it is considered a designated area?
Well, first off, I want to say that I'm with Food Not Bombs on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays, but Thursday afternoons, I'm Shere Dore with Maya and Makai Thomas, my 10-year-old twins, who are going out there feeding. I'm not representing Food Not Bombs at that time. And there have been different, instances where I've fed in front of City Hall, or what I'm good. But that's the point, is I'm going to continue to do this with or without Food Not Bombs. But as far as your question is I know that a lot of people are refusing to groups, even individuals, even my friends do not feel comfortable in going and feeding more than 5 people in Houston because they are afraid. They're law-abiding citizens, and they do not want the fine, nor do they want to, go to jail over this issue. So yes, it is impacting the homeless downtown. They're not getting the food as they were getting maybe a year ago before this law was passed, and this is what they're reduced to, is looking through trash cans.
You made a comment earlier saying that you think that people are purposely just putting food in the containers so that this population can actually go and feed. Do you hold that to be true? Have you heard that more than once because of the ordinance that has passed since last year?
Okay, I can't confirm that. It was an assumption, and I will admit to that, but this individual has done it numerous times where donuts have been intentionally left for the homeless to find in trash bins, yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mayor. Ma'am, thank you for coming down. I appreciate your passion. I think we all have a passion to try to help and to serve. Motion to extend?
Favoring opposed, motion carries.
Thank you. And I think it starts with, allowing folks to have a place to stay, building more facilities and treatments with mental health services. And I think that's, what I'm focused on. Since September 25th, we've had 10 individual organizations that are approved as charitable feeding organizations here in the city of Houston. 11 are pending. There's about 18 that are incomplete, and 97 people completed training classes. Gentlemen, sorry, I can't hear. Sorry. Thank you. And so I just wanted to point out that there's the flip side to your argument. There are people who are supportive of the charitable feeding ordinances that are going through the process, that have actually met other folks and are teaming up to provide